let's see if my phone stays there. If you'd see my setup, it looks pretty ghetto. But welcome back, everyone. Kishan again. I think this is my second or my third video on my channel, but thank you all for watching that first day in the life. And I got a few texts on Instagram and a few comments kind of saying like, hey, can you explain your journey of how you've gotten to where you are today, being 21, driving a very nice car, living in a very nice apartment, and having loads and loads of opportunities every single day to make more money and become the person that you want to become. Like, how'd you get to this point? And there's a lot, and I still do a lot, so I don't want to make you think it's easy by any means. Like, every single day it's a new thing, which I'm blessed to be in this position, but I kind of want to show you like the realistic way of how I've got to where I am today, and how I'm the head coach in Closer Cartel. Now I manage a sales team that will get pretty close to $1 million a month. I have a huge part in Closer Cartel. Kind of going back to where it all started. So high school, me and my brother, I'll put up on screen Sanjay. He has a huge part in my story. But we used to have this business. We would get celebrities' autographs, and then we would sell them on eBay. So we, like, for example, we used to go to Tampa a lot, but like we would go to baseball games. We would sit there and have a baseball and have an MLB player sign it. We would get authenticated, and then we would resell it on eBay. It's pretty decent money. We're making, like, on a baseball, depending on the player, you can make $100, $200, $300 depending on the player. So for teenagers, it was great money. It was fun, but it took a lot of time. All of that kind of ended during COVID. So boom, there was our source of income. Then at the time, I was really, my childhood, I grew up really overweight. So during COVID, I'd already been losing weight, but during COVID, I started like going really, really serious about my fitness and learning everything about fitness. And then that's when my brother started experiencing like online business. I think he invested into like Aura Moore's group and started learning about e-commerce. Really started going down that path. And I was just kind of, I was in high school, so I didn't really do much. And then he moved off to college. He started making really good money with his e-commerce store. I was about in last year of high school, about to go to college. And I was like, dude, like, I want to go to college because I'm getting it for free. But like, I already know, like, even owning a business in the past, like, I did not want to work a 9-to-5 job. I always knew that me and my brother were going to be rich, but like, we didn't know exactly, or I didn't know exactly how. So I was like, okay, I'll do anything. Like, I'm willing to literally like slave and do anything as long as it can make me money. That's what I felt. So went to college, pledged my first semester. So I didn't really do shit then. And then after that, I was like, all right, I have 2 years here because I had pretty much my AA, which was like 2 years of college done for you. So I had 2 years of college. It was pretty much free. I had Bright Futures, which here in Florida means that you get pretty much free school and free tuition and free rent. So that was great. So I was like, damn, where do I start? And my brother was like, all right, look, don't try to do e-commerce. Like, this shit sucks. It's hard. Agency thing, I think he had like Iman's program. He was like, it could happen, but this is also really hard for a beginner. Dude, you should look at this guy's stuff on YouTube. His name is Luke Alexander. I was like, okay, like I'll go watch some of his stuff. So I just started watching free content. It was kind of funny. I've had really bad spending habits when I was little with that business, like, because I didn't need any money. So I would just like, I would make a few $1,000s and I would spend it immediately, then make a few $1,000s and spend it immediately. It was just kind of that cycle. So when we got off to college, I probably had like $1,500 or $2,000. I never felt broke though, because I always had some sort of money coming in though, and then I would immediately spend it and it would just come back. I don't know why. So I didn't have enough for Closer Cartel. So I was just kind of going off of free content. I started the outreach method of going into Facebook groups and applying to those jobs. For some reason, I had an ego. I think it was just because I had people in my circle, aka my brother, that were kind of far along in business. And I was like, dude, I don't want to do an appointment setting role. Like, I want to get farther quicker. So I just try to go into closing immediately. Not many people will hire a closer without any experience, and especially if they've never been through a sales training program. I was like, shit, this is hard. I started working for some random dude. Literally, I got on one of the sales team meetings. This is like a 50-year-old man smoking a cigarette. Like, this other dude, and like the CEO was a dude living like in like a den in like Compton. It was unreal. I don't know how stupid I was back then. I was just new, so I didn't know. But like, this dude literally didn't have an offer. He was just like having us do outreach for him to find clients, but he never sold it before. So I was like, holy shit, I can't do this anymore. Did a little bit more outreach, and I was like, okay, like this shit's hard, but I'm gonna keep going. And then I get a call from my brother. He was like, yo, like, I don't really give a fuck. Just go buy Closer Cartel. You can pay me back later once you start making money. Just go so you can actually start learning. So I did that. First few months, I was kind of easing into it. I wasn't coming in there running like I should have. Again, I still had ego. I was like, okay, I'm only looking for a closing opportunity. A few months go by, had a closing role, made like $150. Okay, and then I got onto another closing role. I think this was in like May. Stood there for like 2 or 3 months. We were told that we were gonna get a base. Didn't get a base. It was kind of a shit show. I actually met like some of my best friends now on that offer though. And then August of 2022, that's when I got my first like good offer. It was this mindset coaching offer. I stood there a long time. I love those people to this day. It was just a very hard sale. Getting someone to spend $7,500 on a mindset coaching program with no like tangible ROI was just not the easiest sell, but it got me really, really good at sales. So about 6 months into Closer Cartel, because I wasn't like doing what I needed to and I had an ego, I landed in a decent appointment setting role. I think my first month ever making money, I made $800. Then after that, I made like $2K. Then I made like $5. And then I think $5 was in November. I made like $7, I think, in November of 2022. And then I think January 2023, I started coaching with Closer Cartel because Luke and my brother had met in Miami. They became really, really good friends. So Luke asked me to come ahead and coach. This was only a year ago. That's kind of, or a little bit over a year ago. That's kind of crazy. But I started coaching for appointment setters then. I was making like $5 or $7 grand per month, which is pretty good for appointment setting. Then January of 2023 started coaching, and then I actually invested into another sales training program called the Objection Box. Bill Walsh changed me. Like it was really, really good, and I recommend a lot of people to go look at his content as well. I invested into the Objection Box. Kind of crazy story. January 2023, I think I had made, again, my record month was like 8K, like 7 or 8K. I probably had like 13K in the bank because just saving from the stuff that I had made. And I got actually it was probably less. It was probably like less than 10. And then I got a check for $6 grand because if you know anything about college, like when you start the semester, you get a check for your financial aid, right? So I got $6 grand. And I was like, holy shit, this is a free $6 grand. See, most people wouldn't think about that. Most people would think, okay, this is for my rent, which it was. I can't spend this right now. I have to go ahead and pay my rent. I was like, no, fuck that. I paid $6 grand to the Objection Box and in January 2023. Dude, if I didn't have the work ethic and I didn't bet on myself and I didn't 100%, like there was no thought in my mind of like, holy shit, that's scary, like I probably shouldn't be doing that. I was like, dude, I'll just make the money back, like what the fuck. So that's exactly what I did. And then I think I invested in, January 2023, I think it was at the end of that. Then I made like 8K in February. I think I had my first 10K month in March. And then it was like 12. And then it was like 15. And then it went up to like 20. And then 25. And then my record month right now is 35K in January. 50K probably next month. But it wasn't anything quick. Like it was a lot of blood, sweat, tears, wins, losses. Still to this day, I'm working 12-hour days. Not actually, 12 is kind of like deep work of like, I mean, I'm doing stuff related to work from literally 10 a.m. to all the way to like 10 p.m. So it's a lot. It is. I'm getting my time back with sales management. I'm doing more and more stuff in Closer Cartel, which is really what I like to do for fun in terms of business. So that's my story. And now I'm in a position where I can afford nice cars like these, live in great apartments like these. I want to show you some of my garage, not my garage, but my apartment's garage, and kind of see like the people that I guess are my neighbors, and how motivating it is. But all of this shit is so possible. Like actually, that took about 2 years of my life. It was definitely 2 years where you have to lock yourself in and not be around an insane amount of people. But I did this living in a fraternity house. I think I forgot to mention that. The whole past year, so up until 6 months ago when I moved into this apartment, I was living in a third floor of a fraternity house, and like it's hard to be the one outlier in terms of like there's nobody else doing this next to you. Like imagine I was a football player and all my friends played soccer. Like, how the hell am I supposed to get good, right? So investing into coaching, investing into community, changed everything, and having 2 different friend groups changed everything. But yeah, like all of this happened in a year. Like I remember waking up every single day. Like my goal by the time I graduated in May, was to be making at least $8K per month. I should have shot way higher. I was doing like 15 by then, right? So 15K a month in a frat house. How does that feel? No, I'm just kidding. But like all of this shit's so possible. All you have to do is figure out the right daily commitments to do, commit to yourself, and then actually fucking do it. That's literally all you have to do. Honestly, I could have done all this a lot quicker. Like I mentioned, I was spinning my wheel for like 4 or 5 months when I first got into Closer Cartel, and I still regret this to this day. And then there's stuff that I've done along my journey as well. Like staying on offers a little bit too long has definitely prolonged my process, but it got me really, really good at sales. But I want to show you guys a little bit of the apartment garage. Kind of, it's motivating, right? I wake up every single morning, I'm like, damn, I got a nice car, but I ain't shit. Beamers, that M5, that Bentley, that McLaren, that Lamb truck, that Lambo. And I missed a bunch of other shit, but like all of this shit is just a few years away. And I'm only probably, to people that haven't started yet, I'm probably only a year and a half, if you get the right guidance, only like a year and a half away. Just start now. You can have shit like this a year and a half right now, or a year and a half from now, as long as you actually do the freaking work.